Hello and welcome to my channel. In this math video tutorial, we're going to solve this problem on binomial theorem. We have to use the binomial theorem to find the value of the expression correct to 4 places of decimal. This literally means that by the time you're done simplifying this expression, the answer you have to leave it in 4 places of decimal. But looking at the problem itself, it doesn't look like a binomial problem because binomial itself talks about two-term expression where you have something of this sort, a plus b all to the power of, let's say, 4. So this becomes the first term, this becomes the second term. All right, if you come in this shape, 1 plus x all to the power of n, when you see it like this, you know this to be your first term, your second term. You always have a positive sign separating the two quantities. Sometimes if you have a negative sign like this, separating, let's say 1 minus p, separating this quantity, you always have a way of separating it in such a way that you have it as 1 plus minus p all to the power of maybe t or whatever the power could be, and then you're able to know that this is your first term and this is your second term, and plot it using either the Pascal triangle or the binomial expression. But here is a different case where you just have a decimal point, and before you start solving, you must ensure that you keep the solution or the problem to its equivalent form that looks like this form where you have the first and second term. So in doing that, sometimes it's always problematic. It feels a bit tricky, but it's quite very simple if you know how to make use of your calculator. So the first thing I would advise you do is to add 1, is to punch on your calculator 1 plus 0.002, and if you do that, it will give you exactly these values you're having here. When it gives you this value, it means the equivalent of this. You could just easily say that the equivalent of 1.002 to the power of 4 is the same thing as writing it as 1 plus 0.002. This is what I ask you to do. Punch this on your calculator. You notice that by the time 1 will add up to 0, it will give you this 1. And this decimal point is the one you're having here. And 002 is this you're having here with the same power. So that is what you do exactly. Now you can see this to be your first term and this is your second term. Alright, since you're asked to use binomial theorem, the first thing you need to do is to quote the binomial theorem before you start plotting in these things in it. Alright, so what exactly is binomial theorem? Binomial theorem has its expression to be depending on the power and where you want to expand it to. So you have 1 plus x. This is one of the formula or the expression of binomial. 1 plus x to the power of n is equal to, you need to start with a term of 1, which is the first term, plus nx, which is the second term, plus you start with other values of n into n minus 1, up to x to the power of 2 over 2 factorials. You can see how simple the formula is while we're building it, plus n into n minus 1 into n minus 2, x to the power of 3 all over 3 factorials. This is how, if you leave me, I'll keep building this up to the term of or the power of x of my choice. But we do not want to waste time, so you could just put plus the ellipsis or dot x to the power of n. Alright, because if you continue with the next term, you have n into n minus 1 into n minus 2 into n minus 3 x to the power of 4 all over 4 factorial. That's how I keep going. Alright, but because here in this case we have been given what to do, that we should express our answers in 4 places of decimal. So in that way, by the time we plot in these values here, it's possible we have more than 4 places of decimal. From there we can keep going. That doesn't mean if you want to make more progression, you shouldn't do it. You can do it. It's something of your choice. All right, so with this formula, you can see that comparing it with 1 plus n, 1 plus x, 1 plus x, you could see that the value of x here is 0.002. That is to say 0.002 is taking the position of x, and then n is taking the position of 4. 1 is still the one you're having here. So that means this is enough for us to be able to carry on our tasks. And you should be familiar with what factorial is all about. When you have 2 factorial, it means 2 times 1. When you have 3 factorial, it has a decreasing value, which is 3 times 2 times 1. If I have 5 factorial, it means I should be having 5 times 4 times 3 times 1. So when you punch them, whatever it gives you, that's the answer. So having come to this point, let's compare this to this, and then we'll be having here to be 1 plus 0.002 to the power of 4 will now be equal to, let's plug this directly into the formula. So we have 1 plus, what is n? N in this case is 4. So we have 4 multiplied by, what is your x? Your x is 0.002. I hope this is making a lot of sense to you. So plus, what is your n again? Your n is 4. So you have 4 into 4 minus 1 into, what is your x? You have it to be 0.002 all square all over, what is your 2 factorial? 2 times 1. Okay, so the next thing you need to do is to add it up to the next term, which is 4 to the position of n. We have also 4 minus 1 into 4 minus 2 into, what's your x? 0.002 to the power of 3 all over, we have 3 times 2 times 1. That is meaning of 3 factorial. So this is where we stop the process. All right. So what is the next thing? We're going to use our calculator at this point to make sure we have these values or the answer to these things accurately. So we have 1 plus, you may need to pick your calculator right now and join me as I'm making the multiplication, so that if there be any mistake, you have the correction there with you. So let's go. 4 multiplies by 0.002. This will give us 0.008 plus, let's keep this in order before we start multiplying through. We have 4 multiplies by 4 minus 1, that will be 3, into, let's check this, 0.002 all squared, meaning that you need to duplicate this. So when you're punching it on your calculator, you have 0.002 times 0.002. If you do not want to open bracket and place it square it at once, that's another way you could go about it. All right, so let's check it, what the value is. So here the answer will be 0.00000, that is 50. We have 4. All right, so having this, you must make sure you divide it by 2 times 1, that will be 2, plus, what do we have here? 4 multiplies by 3 minus 4 minus 1, that will be 3, and 4 minus 2, that will be 2, and then let's check the value of 0.002 all to the power of 3, and this will give us about 8 zeros apart from this one we are starting with. So we have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. I hope this rhymes with what you're having exactly on your calculator. So make sure you're following me on this process. And this will be 3 times 2 times 1. That will be 6. Okay, we are making good progress. But I hope that this video is making or it's helping you already. If it is, just make sure you pause the video right now and hit the like button. Also turn on the notification bell. But before you do that notification bell, you've seen the subscribe button. Please just try and hit it. You will help me grow my channel by doing that. Thank you very much. I hope you've done it right now. Alright, that like button you've hit, and also the subscribe button is going to help my video or my YouTube channel to grow. And then if you feel you want to drop a short comment to tell me exactly how you feel about this video, if it's simplified and if it's helpful, or if it's helpful to you, please just do that right now, because it's going to help me. Thank you very much as you watch along. So what do we need to do again? The next step is this. We need to simplify all these things further. So but then we have to continue with the process by saying 1 plus 0.008 plus, of course, 4 multiplies by 3, that will give 12. So I'm going to check 12 multiplied by 0.000004, and then we divide it by 2. Let's see the solution to this. So some of you may have challenges in doing that, multiplying directly and then dividing. So if I were you, I want to say 4 times 3, that's 12. I'll keep it in a simplified way so that by the time I'm going to make the total multiplication, that will be easier for me. 4 divided by 2 plus 4 times 3, that is 12, and 12 times 2 give 24, multiplies by 0. We have 8 zeros here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then all over 6. All right, so the next point is to make sure that you divide this 12 by 2, 24 by 6, and so that you just have something you just multiply through directly. So if you follow that process, then it means the next thing you have is 1 plus 0.008 plus 2 into itself is 1, into 12 is 6. So you have 6 into 0.000, I think here is 50, then 4 plus, if you take 6 into itself, that will be 1, and 6 into 24 be 4. So we have 4 here into 0.1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 zeros. All right, I think at this point it's very easy for us to make our multiplication. And then if we multiply through, we have 1 plus 0.008 plus, so let's check 6 multiplies by 0.004, what the result will be. So this will give 0.00000, and 6 times 4, that will give about 24, plus here I would know that 4 times 8 will give 32, so I'll repeat the zeros. So I have 0.0000000 and then 32. All right, so it is easy now. From this point I can sum everything we have here. So let's do that right away. 1 plus 0.008 plus 0.0000024 plus 0.8 zeros, then 32. The result to this will give us, you may want to check if this result corresponds with yours. In my case, I'm having 1.008024003. So this is the result that when you add up all these things, this is what it's giving me. But keep in mind that the instruction says that we should correct the answers we have, the answer we have, to 4 places of decimal. So what do you think? Can you pause the video in 1 second and do the correction to 4 places of decimal? Let's see if you can be able to fix it right away. Okay, thank you for the responses you're dropping. So the final answer will be, since we have here to be 1 point, you just count after decimal point, you count 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the last number we're having, which is 0. All right, so we have 1.0080 to 4 places of decimal. I hope you found this video helpful. Please hit the subscribe button, like this video, subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell so that when I upload new video, you get notified. And thank you for watching. Bye bye.